Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep into the world where you are in control and you steer your health in exciting new directions.
Sounds exciting.
It is. We're diving into mind over matter, transform your health without the gym.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's from Spavelous online magazine.
Okay.
And it's all about how your thoughts can actually impact your well-being. So we'll be unpacking the science behind this whole mind-body connection and exploring techniques and even peek into the future of wellness.
I love it. I mean, it's fascinating how science is really catching up to this ancient wisdom that your mind and body are constantly talking.
Yeah. It's like they're having this ongoing conversation. It's like a little social network happening inside of us.
That's a great analogy, like an internal social network. Yeah.
So how does this social network actually work? I mean, what's going on in there?
Okay, so think about your nervous system as like the instant messenger in your body.
Okay.
So you touch a hot stove and bam, your nervous system screams danger before you even register the pain you're already pulling back. It's lightning fast signals between your brain and body.
It's amazing how fast it is.
Right. Now, the hormone system, that's more like an email chain.
Okay.
So let's say you're stressed about a deadline. Your body starts pumping out cortisol, and those messages can just linger for hours, even days, affecting your sleep, your digestion.
So every stressful email is like a mini cortisol bomb going off inside.
You got it.
All right, I better watch out for my inbox then. What about our immune system? It's like our internal security team, right?
It is. Your immune system is constantly on patrol, defending against threats, right?
Right.
But a stressed mind can actually weaken those defenses and make you more susceptible to getting sick. But when you prioritize your mental well-being, you're basically giving your immune system all the backup it needs to function at its best.
So even if I'm not at the gym, my thoughts and emotions are still giving my internal systems a workout.
You could say that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Uh,
And a little bit scary, if I'm being honest.
it's incredibly empowering, though. If we can trigger those stress responses just with our thoughts, imagine the positive changes we can create if we learn to really manage our mental state.
Okay, that makes sense. And the article actually dives into some really practical techniques, especially for stress management. Like there's one called box breathing. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, it's used by Navy SEALs, right?
Yeah, the article mentioned that.
It's a simple technique, but super effective.
So how does it work?
You inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold again for 4. This rhythmic breathing basically calms your nervous system and brings down those stress hormones.
Okay, that sounds simple enough. And if it's good enough for Navy SEALs, it's worth a shot for us regular folks. Right?
Exactly.
But what if you're already in full-blown panic mode? What do you do then?
The article mentions a grounding technique you can use for that.
Oh, okay, tell me more.
It's called the 5-5-5 technique.
555.
And it's all about bringing your attention to the present moment. So you find 5 things you can see, 5 things you can touch, and 5 things you can hear.
So it's about shifting your focus,
Yeah, it helps interrupt those spiraling thoughts and you regain a sense of control.
like hitting the reset button.
Exactly.
But sometimes you just got to move your body right just to shake off the stress.
Absolutely. Whether it's dancing, a walk in nature, a few yoga stretches,
Oh, yeah.
mindful movement helps release that pent-up energy and tension.
I like that. Mindful movement. All right, so we've got breathing techniques, mindful movement. That's great for stress management. What about when you just can't sleep? Like those late night worries.
The article suggests something called a progressive body scan.
Progressive body scan.
Yeah, you mentally scan your body from head to toe,
Yeah.
notice any tension, and just consciously release it.
Like a mental massage before bed.
Exactly.
I like that. And they recommend a pain dial visualization for people dealing with pain.
Oh, yeah. Imagine a dial that controls your discomfort, and you visualize turning it down.
So it's not about pretending the pain isn't.
No, it's about finding ways to manage it mentally.
Okay, I get that. Like reframing your relationship with the discomfort. And for drifting off to sleep, they recommend a bedtime gratitude practice.
I love that one.
Instead of dwelling on those worries, you take a moment to appreciate all the good things in your life, even small things.
Yeah. Shifting your focus to positive thoughts sets the stage for a more peaceful night.
That's such a great reminder. So we've got a whole toolkit of techniques to manage stress, sleep better, even ease pain. But how does this mind over matter thing actually work on a deeper level?
That's where things get really interesting. We talked about the nervous system and hormones, but there's so much more to explore, like the placebo effect and psychosomatic health. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I'm not really sure what it means.
Okay, well, buckle up because we're about to take a deeper dive.
Oh, wait a minute. We're doing things a little differently today.
How so?
No breaks, no interruptions. Just a pure, uninterrupted flow of fascinating insights.
Oh, I like that. Let's do it.
You ready to keep going?
Absolutely. I'm all in.
Let's go. So, psychosomatic health.
Hmm.
What happens when our minds start messing with our physical health?
That's a great question. And it's a good way to describe it, too.
Huh?
It really is like our minds can mess with our bodies.
Yeah.
And that's where psychosomatic health comes in, right? The article talks about how stress can show up physically, like getting a tension headache when you're totally swamped at work.
Yeah.
That's your mind and body talking to each other. Stress triggers those hormones we were just talking about, and they ripple through your system and can cause real physical symptoms.
So it's not just in my head.
Exactly.
Wow.
Those headaches are a real physiological response to stress.
Okay, so ignoring stress is not an option.
Mm.
My body will find a way to make me pay attention.
It will, so listen to your body.
I will. I will. Okay, what about the placebo effect? I've always found that really mysterious. Like, how does that even work?
It's amazing, right? The placebo effect is like a powerful testament to just how much influence our minds have. When you really believe a treatment will work, your brain can trigger physiological changes that align with that belief, even if the treatment itself is inert.
Whoa, so it's like my mind has the power to create its own reality.
In a way,
Yeah.
to some extent, at least to some extent.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And the article also talks about the power of meditation.
Oh, yeah. Meditation isn't just about relaxing. It can create changes at a cellular level. Studies show that meditation can increase gray matter in areas of the brain associated with focus, emotional regulation, even compassion.
So it's like a workout for your brain.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I like that. Workout for your brain.
Yeah.
You know, they also mentioned journaling and visualization in the article
Right.
for processing emotions and promoting healing.
Yeah. Journaling helps you untangle your thoughts and feelings, and visualization, it uses imagery. When you vividly imagine yourself healing, your brain can start activating some of the same neural pathways that are involved in the actual healing process.
So it's like creating a mental blueprint for recovery.
Exactly.
I am starting to see how all of these pieces fit together. So we have breathing techniques, mindful movement, the power of belief, meditation, journaling, visualization.
It is.
It's like we're building a personalized toolkit for well-being.
That's a great way to put it.
And there are even more tools to explore.
Oh, yeah, there's so many more.
The article talks about breath work, biofeedback, and a technique called EFT tapping.
That's right.
It's amazing how many paths there are
There really are.
to tap into the mind-body connection.
So many paths.
This is really becoming an adventure.
It is.
You know, speaking of paths, the article talks about the importance of movement. You know, it's not just about mental exercises. Our bodies have to move too.
Absolutely. Our bodies are designed for movement, and movement is essential for both our physical and mental well-being.
Mm-hmm.
The article mentioned things like movement therapy, restorative yoga, and even mindful walking as paths to healing.
So it's not just about hitting the gym.
Not at all.
It's about finding ways to move that feel good.
That feel good and support your overall well-being.
Yeah.
It's integrating all these different aspects of ourselves, our minds, our bodies, and our emotions for a more holistic approach.
Yeah, I like that. A holistic approach to health. And speaking of emotions,
Oh, yes. Emotions. Emotions play a crucial role in this whole web of connections.
yeah, they really do.
We've covered so much ground already,
I know.
but there's still so much more to uncover.
Yeah.
Are you ready to keep exploring?
Absolutely. Let's keep going. No breaks, no distractions, just pure, unadulterated exploration.
I love it. Let's do it. It really is amazing how our emotions can have such a tangible impact on our physical state.
It's true. It's like when I'm feeling really down, just taking a moment to appreciate, like even the little things, it can really shift my whole mood, you know?
Gratitude is powerful.
It is. Yeah.
There's actually a physiological reason for that shift.
Oh, really?
Gratitude's been shown to positively impact your hormone levels and heart rate variability, even sleep quality.
So it's like a natural mood booster and stress reliever all rolled into one.
Exactly.
So it's not just about like feeling good, it's about supporting your physical health as well.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing. You know, that makes me think about how I always seem to get sick after I've been really stressed out or if I'm just feeling down for a long time.
That's not a coincidence.
Oh, really?
Negative emotions, especially like chronic stress, they can actually suppress your immune system.
Oh, wow.
And that makes you way more susceptible to getting sick. On the flip side, positive emotions like joy, love, contentment, They can actually enhance your immune response.
So cultivating positive emotions isn't just some woo-woo advice. It's like a proactive way to stay healthy.
Absolutely. So are you ready to dive into another piece of this mind-body puzzle?
Oh yeah, lay it on me.
Okay, let's talk about the gut-brain connection.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting.
Right.
So the article mentions like a second brain in our gut.
Mm-hmm.
What does that even mean?
So you've got this vast network of neurons in your gut called the enteric nervous system,
Okay.
and it can actually operate independently of your brain.
No way.
Yeah, so it's like a second brain.
Wow.
It plays a huge role in digestion, obviously, but it also communicates with your brain
Interesting.
and influences your mood, emotions, even your cognitive function.
So you're telling me that my gut health is actually affecting my mental well-being.
It can, yes.
Wow. I knew gut health was important, but I never made that connection.
Yeah, and it's a two-way street.
What do you mean?
Well, if there's an imbalance in your gut bacteria, which can happen from stress or a poor diet or even using antibiotics,
Okay.
it disrupts that communication pathway.
Between the gut and the brain.
Exactly. And that can lead to some not so fun symptoms like anxiety, depression, brain fog.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to my gut health now.
It's a good idea.
The article also mentioned the power of affirmations. Can you tell
Yeah.
me more about that?
Sure. So affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, right?
Right.
And by consciously choosing those empowering thoughts, you're basically reprogramming your subconscious mind, shifting those negative beliefs, and creating a more positive internal environment.
So like fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Sort of. But the idea is that by consistently using affirmations, you can start to change the way you think and feel, which can then have a positive impact on your physical health and overall well-being.
Okay, so the words we speak to ourselves, they really do matter.
They absolutely do.
You know, it's just amazing to see how many different paths there are on this
Ah,
journey.
it's incredible, right?
And the article touches on some alternative approaches too.
Oh, yeah, like chakra balancing and guided imagery and creative healing.
It's fascinating.
It really is.
So many different ways to explore the mind-body connection.
It's exciting. And speaking of exciting, the article talks about this really cool vision for the future.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, so imagine a future where mind-body practices are like fully integrated into our healthcare systems and our schools and even our workplaces.
That would be amazing.
Right. Like doctors are prescribing meditation alongside medication.
Wow.
Mindfulness is being taught in schools from a young age.
That would be so beneficial for kids.
I know, and workplaces have dedicated spaces for mental and physical recharge.
That sounds like a dream.
It does, doesn't it? But it's not just a dream, it's already starting to happen.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we're seeing a huge shift in awareness, and the power of the mind is being recognized more and more.
That's awesome. You know, the article mentioned how some hospitals are starting to incorporate things like meditation and visualization into patient care.
Right, and those big tech companies like Google and Apple, they've already got mindfulness spaces for their employees.
That's so cool. I love that.
And the article also talks about the rise of biofeedback apps.
Oh, yeah, those are interesting.
And even virtual reality programs that are being used for healing. Imagine being able to track your stress levels in real time.
Wow.
Or using VR to help you visualize healing from an injury.
That would be incredible.
The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, it really feels like we're entering a new era of health and well-being.
I agree.
And the best part is, it's not just for like elite athletes or spiritual gurus, you know.
Exactly.
The article highlighted how everyday people are using mind over matter techniques to improve their lives.
Yeah, like athletes who use visualization to enhance their performance. Chronic pain patients who are able to reduce their medication through mindfulness.
Right.
Students using breathing techniques to stay calm during those big exams.
It's so inspiring.
It is.
It really shows how accessible and impactful these practices can be.
And it really emphasizes the fact that mastering mind over matter is not about becoming someone new.
Yeah.
It's about unlocking the potential that already exists within you.
That's such an important point, and it's something the article really emphasized too. You know, we don't have to make these huge changes overnight.
Not at all. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and be patient with yourself.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Any step we take towards greater mind-body awareness, no matter how small, it's still a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
This deep dive has been an amazing journey.
It has.
I feel so much more empowered knowing I can actually influence my own well-being.
That's the power of the mind-body connection.
It's pretty incredible. But we're not done exploring yet, are we?
No, not quite. There's one final frontier to conquer.
Oh, and what's that?
The future of mind over matter. Are you ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about how powerful our minds are when it comes to our health, but where is this whole mind over matter thing headed? What's next?
That's what's so exciting. The article talks about a future where these practices are just part of our everyday lives, integrated into healthcare, schools, even workplaces.
It paints a pretty amazing picture. It's like doctors prescribing meditation along with medication, mindfulness being taught in schools, workplaces, having spaces for you to just recharge.
It's a great vision, and it's already happening in some places.
Really?
We're definitely seeing a shift. People are realizing just how powerful the mind can be.
It's about time.
I know, it's exciting.
The article mentioned hospitals using meditation and visualization for patients.
Right.
And, those big tech companies like Google and Apple, they already have mindfulness spaces for their employees.
They're ahead of the curve on that.
I read that. It's pretty awesome.
Oh,
And there are all those biofeedback apps, and get this, virtual reality programs are being used for healing.
it's incredible.
Imagine, like, tracking your stress in real time
Mm.
or using VR to visualize healing from an injury.
The possibilities are amazing. It's a whole new world of health and well-being, technology and ancient wisdom coming together.
It's mind-blowing. And it's not just for, elite athletes or people who meditate all the time.
Right.
The article talked about everyday people using these mind over matter techniques to change their lives.
Yeah, it highlighted how athletes use visualization to improve their performance. People with chronic pain are reducing their medication with mindfulness. Students are using breathing techniques to stay calm during exams. It's so inspiring.
It really is. Like, we all have this power inside of us.
We do. Mastering mind over matter isn't about changing who you are. It's about realizing your potential.
That's a great way to put it.
You don't have to make huge changes all at once. Just start small, stay consistent, be patient with yourself. That's what the article emphasized.
It's all about progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
Any step towards being more aware of our minds and bodies, it's a step in the right direction, no matter how small.
Exactly.
Well, this deep dive has been amazing. It's been a real eye-opener. It makes me feel like I can actually make a difference in my own well-being.
You absolutely can.
I feel so empowered. What a journey. As we wrap up, what small step will you take today to tap into your own mind-body connection?
That's a great question. Maybe try one of those breathing exercises we talked about. Or take a few minutes just to appreciate all the good things in your life.
That's such good advice. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the amazing world of mind over matter. We hope you feel as inspired and empowered as we do